Ms. Rabat, next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call Omar Dannah.
Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a seat, please. Go ahead, Ms. Rabat.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please tell us your name and spell it for the record?
My name Omar Dannah, O-M-A-R. Last name Dannah, D-A-N-N-A-H.
Thank you. Mr. Dannah, how old are you?
24.
Are you from the Grand Rapids area?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still live in the Grand Rapids area?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
3.
And do you know Maya Kelly?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know her?
Two of my kids. I have 2 kids with her. That's my baby mother.
And what are the ages of the 2 children that you had with Maya?
5 and 4.
How long were you in a relationship with Maya Kelly?
6 years, 5 years. 6 years.
And up here on the screen, I'm going to show you a photograph that's already been admitted in this trial. This is People's Exhibit 1. Who is this in the photo?
That's her. That's Maya.
And you said you were in a relationship with her about 5 to 6 years?
Yes.
Were you in a relationship with her on the day of her death, on December 26th?
Yes, I was.
Were you present at the home when she was shot and killed?
Yes, I was.
Who else was there?
Our kids.
What were you all doing that day?
Watching the movie.
Do you remember approximately what time of the day or night this took place?
9:49.
And what makes you say 9:49?
Because I had my phone in my hand.
Can you just describe to the jury, give them an idea of, where you were at in the house, what you were all doing, before 9:49 p.m.?
Right before 9, right before around that time, I was upstairs. She was, and her friend was there. She had a friend over. They was downstairs. I can't really tell you what they was doing. I was upstairs. I was with my son, and we was just watching YouTube videos. And then she had texted me at about 9:30 and told me to come downstairs and watch TV with her. I told her no because her friend was there. And I didn't want to be in their face. And then she said she left. And then so I came downstairs with my son.
So before you came downstairs, Maya just had, a female friend over?
Yes.
What were they doing, staying out, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you come downstairs around 9:30, what happens then?
We was debating on what movie we was gonna watch.
Debating on what movie you were gonna watch?
Yes.
And did you decide on a movie?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was Baddies. I wasn't really watching it though.
Were your kids with you?
Yes.
Were they in the living room with you?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
So did you actually start the movie? Did you get to that point, or had the movie not even started?
Yeah, she had started it.
So what happened then?
I actually did kind of like the show. It was straight. And she was, we was talking about it. I was asking her stuff because I didn't really know about it. So then my kids, they was in front of us on their tablet. Then something that came up on it, and then we got to laughing about it, and that's when a knock had happened. Somebody knocked on the door. And I didn't hear it at first because I was laughing. We was laughing, but she heard it, I guess. So then she said somebody knocked. I'm like, ain't nobody knocked. Then they knocked again, and then she went to the door.
How would you describe the knock, just so the jury has a good idea of that? Was it loud? Was it not loud? How would you describe the knocking?
The first one wasn't loud because I didn't hear it. The second one was just hearable.
Did you hear any voices at that time?
No, not with the knock, no.
I'm sorry?
Not with the knock, no.
I just have to make sure you speak loud enough, okay, just so the jury can hear you. Okay? So what happened then? You said Maya went to answer the door?
Yes.
Can you please tell us what happened then?
She asked who was it, and then it was like some mumble words. I don't know who it was. I didn't hear. It wasn't a. I didn't hear a familiar voice.
But Maya, did she actually said, "Who is it?"
Yes.
Were those her words?
Yes.
And you said there was a voice that responded?
Yes.
Did you recognize that voice?
No, I did not recognize the voice.
Did it sound like a male or female?
I don't know. I didn't recognize. Like it wasn't like. I don't know.
Can you tell us the best of your memory? What were the words being said? Did you understand any of it?
It's whatever it was said. It's somebody, but like it was like it's. And then it said something like mumble, some type of mumble name. I don't know, or something like that. I don't know. I can't really. It wasn't. It was like I couldn't make it out for real. I just heard them talking.
So you did not recognize the voice?
No.
Did you know who it was at that time?
No.
So you told us already that Maya originally said, "Who's there?" or "Who is it?"
Right.
Did she say anything else to that person? Did they have a conversation?
She said, "Who is it again?" She was like, "Who?"
And then what did the other person say?
They mumbled something else.
Could you hear those words?
No.
And what happened next?
She looked at me and said, she thought it was her brother. She like, Omar, this gotta be Robert or somebody playing.
That it's got to be someone playing?
Yeah, she named her brother. She was like, this gotta be Robert or somebody playing.
In that voice, you said that you couldn't really understand the words, but was that voice on the other side of the door loud?
Nah.
Can you please help the jury understand the best you can? How did that voice sound? And by that, I mean, can you give any details? Was it soft-spoken? Was it loud? Was it angry?
Soft-spoken. Regular.
Was there anything unusual about it? Weird about it?
Yeah, because it wasn't recognizable, so that's weird.
Because you had spoke to the officers about that voice before, right?
Right.
And you said it sounded weird.
Yeah.
And so what did you mean by weird?
Like somebody was trying to mimic a voice.
Mimic a voice.
Like that.
So then Maya turns to you and says something about she thinks they're playing.
Yes.
What happens next?
I heard the last word playing was like cut off by shots. Like she barely got playing out.
Where were your kids when you heard the shots?
My daughter was standing right next to her. My daughter walked to the door with her, and my son was laying on the floor right in front of me on his tablet.
When Maya went towards the door, we're talking about the door, you're talking about the front door?
Yes.
When Maya went towards the door, did she ever open the door?
No.
Was the door ever open?
No.
Did you ever tell an officer that the door was open?
No.
So the door was never open?
Never open.
You said that Maya barely got the word out. They were She thought someone was playing,
Right.
and that was the last thing you heard her say,
Yes.
and then you heard the shots.
Yes.
How many shots did you hear?
3 or 4.
Just to be clear, could you tell where they were coming from?
Yes.
Where?
Right in the the porch.
Were those shots close in time? Were they spread out?
Close.
Did it sound like they were from the same gun or different guns?
Same.
So it sounded like they were from the same gun and they were close in time.
Yeah.
And there were 3 to 4 shots.
Yes.
What happens right after you hear those shots?
It wasn't no after. It was as they shot, like as the first shot. It was like a quick instant. I dove on my son, and then I had ran towards Maya and my daughter, like, and yeah, I looked up and she dropped.
Was she saying anything at that time?
No.
Did you ever see anyone on the porch?
No.
Did you see anyone on the other side of the door?
No.
Did you ever look through the peephole?
No.
Did you ever get really close to the door?
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to say. She looked through the peephole, but she ain't see nobody. I meant to say that in the midst of her going to the door. Before she asked who is it, she looked through the peephole.
And she didn't see anything?
She didn't see anybody.
So
That's another thing that I said was weird.
That's another thing you said was weird.
Yeah.
So Maya looked at the peephole, but you did not.
Right.
So you said you went over to Maya, you kind of went over to your kids.
Yeah, I dove on my son. I didn't dive on my daughter, but like I snatched her down quick.
And what did you do with your kids?
I ran and stuffed them in the closet. Put them in the closet
Why?
because somebody was shooting.
And did you have any idea who it was at that moment?
No,
Do you know whether or not that shooter left or if the shooter was still there?
I wouldn't. I don't know.
Did you ever look out the window or the blinds?
Yeah, after.
But right after the shots were fired, did you see anyone in the area?
No.
Did you see anyone on foot?
No.
Did you see anyone running away?
No.
So back on December 26th, you did not see who shot Maya?
No.
So what happened then? You told us that you took your kids and you put them in a closet.
Yes.
What happened next?
I went back to her. I just was trying to help her.
What did you do? What did you try to do?
I was like, just trying to talk to her, grab her, see where she was actually hit at. Well, I knew where she was hit at. I was just trying to help her.
And how did you know where she was hit at?
I saw it.
And after the shots, after Maya was shot, did she say anything to you at all?
No, she was just, no.
What happened next?
She was just shaking. She was just trying to fight, I guess.
And what did you do next? Did you call anyone, go anywhere? What did you do?
Yeah, I called the ambulance. I tried to call the ambulance but I ended up hanging up because they was just like asking me too many questions and trying to get me to stay on the phone. Then my kids came out and they had walked. They was seeing their mom like that, so I took them somewhere else. They both came out the closet. They were scared. They were screaming, so I took them upstairs instead of the closet. This time I took them upstairs and put them in our room. And
You said they were scared and screaming at that
yeah,
time. So then, at that time, you take them upstairs?
yes.
And what happens then?
I put them in our room, and then somebody else started knocking at the door.
Do you know who that person was?
Not at the moment when they was knocking.
So when you heard that knock, what did you do?
I looked out the window first, and I seen it was a girl, and I asked who it was.
So are you looking out the upstairs window or the first floor?
Yes, because I was upstairs putting the kids and I had just got up there and put them in the room.
And so did you find out who that person was?
Yes.
Who was it?
It was our neighbor.
The neighbor?
Yes.
And so then what did you do?
I said, what's up, like, yo, I said, what's up? And she, like, I was like, who, what you want? Like, I need help. And not really what you want. I was just kind of like asking her, like, yeah, like, as in, that's what I was meaning though, like. And then she was like, are you okay? And then I was like, yeah, I need you to help me. I need you to call the ambulance. I need you to get my kids. Cause I couldn't talk. I was already on the phone with the ambulance, but I couldn't talk to them. They was asking for me questions. So, and it was a lot going on at the moment. So I had to tell her to do that and then ask her to get my kids so I could finish helping Maya. That was just my biggest concern.
So then you were asking the neighbor for help with your kids?
Yes.
Did they end up taking your kids?
Yes.
Can you please tell us about that? How did that happen?
I went downstairs right after that. I was like, I need you to get my kids. I need to get my kids. I didn't tell her what happened. I didn't tell her that my check, cause like it just was still like, I don't know. It was like going on. So I went downstairs. I opened the door for her, and I was just, I don't know. I gave her my kids, but I was still kind of like skeptical because I ain't know who was involved. I ain't know who did, So I kind of was skeptical, and I tried to go over there with them, but she was kind of like, I don't think she wasn't trusting me. I wasn't trusting her, So I'm like, I was trying to like, I don't know. After she got my kids or whatever, I was asking her to take me to an ambulance, and she was like, why? Then she ended up looking, and she seen Maya stressed out. And then she just started screaming and going crazy, and that's what just made my situation worse.
It made what?
The situation worse for me, because that's what I was trying to prevent. I kind of already knew she was gone, but I was still trying to have like faith or hope, I guess.
So then did the police end up showing up?
Yes.
And were you there when police arrived?
Yes.
And then what happened with you when police arrived?
They put their Glocks in my face.
And then were you placed into a police cruiser at that time?
Yes.
And did you end up speaking with an officer?
Yes.
On that day, do you know of anyone who wanted to harm Maya?
No, not Maya, no.
Do you know of anyone who wanted to harm you?
Not that I can name, not by name.
Do you know any names?
No.
Do you remember talking to the police about this? Whether there was anyone who wanted to harm you, or if you were having problems with anyone around that time?
When the police or the detectives, like when they got me to the interrogation room.
Sure.
That what you talking about? Yeah, they was asking me people. They was asking me, do I know any people and stuff like that.
And what names did you give them?
I didn't get. They was naming people for me. Like they was naming. They were like, do you think because the incident had happened before, a few days prior to this, and they were like, do you think your cousin had anything to do with it, stuff like that. And I was just like, I really wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say, oh yeah, this person did that. So I was like, I don't know who it could have been.
Because when you were in the back of the cruiser, did that officer ask you about your cousin?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you
I think
remember
so.
him asking you if Terrell was involved?
Yes.
Is that the cousin that you're referring to?
Yes.
And at that time you said you don't know?
Yeah, cause I didn't. I was like, I don't know.
And so then you just mentioned something that happened the days before, the week before. What were you talking about?
My cousin had gotten in some trouble or whatever. I guess or whatever. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but all I know is that I was there, but I wasn't there. Like I wasn't there when he showed up. But like I guess something happened. And I got the call from my girl to get home because she said my cousin was hurt. I got there, you know, and when I got there, the police had, like, a few minutes after I got there, the police was surrounding the house. So I never really got to know what exactly happened, what was done or what. I don't know what happened. So I just know the house got surrounded, and they ended up making us all come out, and he ended up getting locked up.
So the house got surrounded. The house, is that you referring to
47
47 Canton?
Yeah.
Is that the incident that took place on December 19th?
Yes.
So on December 19th, your cousin Terrell got arrested from 47 Canton.
Correct.
Is Terrell's last name Franklin?
Yes.
What's his nickname or street name?
I don't know.
Does he go by Rel?
I don't know.
And so then back on December 19th, were you at 47 Canton at some point on that day?
Some point, yeah.
And so before that day, or let me rephrase that. You said that Terrell is your cousin.
Yeah, that's my blood cousin.
Okay, so that's a biological blood cousin.
Yeah.
And so before December 19th, how would you describe your relationship with Terrell? Was it good? Was it not?
We was cousins. We just it was like, yeah, we was good. We cousins.
I mean, you guys were cousins. You hung out before.
Yeah.
He would come over to 47 Canton, hang out, play games.
Yeah.
So before December 19th, you were on good terms with Terrell.
Correct.
And then, do you remember if there was a conversation with Terrell on December 19th that was not so good?
We was just arguing about the night. We just arguing. I was mad at the fact that I don't know what he did or what had happened. I was just mad at the fact that he got the house surrounded. So we arguing about that, and I'm, you know, so that's yeah. We basically got off on bad terms right there.
Okay. So without getting into all the details, the underlying details, but on December 19th, you had some conversation with Terrell. It was not so good. It was not pleasant.
Correct.
So then on December 26th of 2022, on the day of the shooting, were you on good terms with Terrell?
No.
Do you know where Terrell was on December 26th?
He was in jail. We basically, yeah, that's why I said, because the 19th he got locked up and he ain't make bail or nothing, so I can't say we was on good terms because we never really got to talk it out or make up.
But I mean, before December 19th, you and Terrell are pretty good.
Yeah, we started.
After December 19th, not so good.
Right.
On the day Maya was shot, or during the previous week, you know, really focusing on that week in December, you know, was there any accusations that you or Maya had snitched on Terrell?
Yeah.
I'm ready to object to this line of questioning.
I think we need to have a sidebar, because I'm not sure exactly where we're going with all this, but. Mr. Kirkhoff, do you want to make an objection or statement for the court?
Yes, I'm going to object on the basis of relevance. I let it go for a while, but now we're getting so far afield it's not even funny. There was absolutely nothing during the investigation regarding this, and to now, try to lead this this witness into saying, okay, yeah, maybe I had a fight with some other guy, that just does not. It isn't relevant to what we're here for today.
All right. I'm going to give the prosecutor some latitude on this matter. I think she's trying to develop a theory, possibly related to motive, and I'll let her do that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Dana, I believe my question was, focusing on the day that Maya was shot or that previous week, did anyone accuse you or Maya of snitching on Terrell about something?
Yeah,
Who accused you of that?
he thought we told on him.
Did Terrell?
Terrell, he thought we snitched on him. Nobody snitched.
So Terrell thought either you or Maya snitched on him?
Correct.
And he told you that himself?
Yeah.
About the December 19th incident?
Right.
Do you know Keyante Newbern?
No.
Do you know someone that goes by the name T-Man?
We like around what time frame?
I'm talking now. So as
Now.
you sit there right now.
Now, yeah.
So that the person that goes by the name T-Man, is that person in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Can you tell me something he's wearing?
Yeah.
Where's he seated at?
Next to the old man.
Sorry, Mr. Kirkhoff, but did the record reflect the identification of the defendant?
Okay, just so we're talking, was it Tayman?
T-Man.
Tayman, okay. Do you know someone named Tayman, or that goes by Tayman?
I not before. I just learned that.
But you do now?
Due to the courts, yeah.
Okay. And is Tayman in the courtroom?
Yes.
All right, what's he wearing?
An ugly button-up shirt.
And he's sitting next to the old man at the defense table?
Yes.
He's identified the defendant, thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor. And so, Mr. Dana, now you know this man over here is T-Man.
Yes.
So how did you meet him, or how do you know the defendant?
I don't know him.
So have you met him before?
Possibly. If so, I didn't. Yeah, I met him before.
Who did you meet him through?
I just seen him around with my cousin before. Nothing serious.
With Terrell?
Yeah.
So you've seen the defendant with Terrell before?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that how you met the defendant?
Yes.
Were you ever on good terms with the defendant?
We didn't speak.
So it's not like you hung out with the defendant?
I never hung out with him.
You just knew him through Terrell?
I just saw him before. Yes.
So on December 26th of 2022, the day that Maya was shot and killed, were you on good terms or bad terms with the defendant?
I don't know that man.
Never had any problems with him before?
I don't know that man.
Was there a time that you had a not so pleasant interaction with the defendant at 47 Canton?
I don't know him. I never had no problem with him.
Was there a time that you had an interaction with him on campus?
This has been asked and answered, Your Honor. 3 times.
At this point, Ms. Pravat, I think we've established, I think what you need to establish, he's already asked and answered. He says, I don't know the man. He's not familiar with him. He's never had a conversation with him. So I think you need to move on.
Well, Your Honor, I believe I could refresh his memory about that or come to.
Well,
Your Honor, this already said 3 times he didn't know him before on December 26th.
if you have a statement to impeach him with, you can try to impeach him with a statement.
Thank you. So, Mr. Dana, I'm just going to show you a portion of a statement that you gave to Detective Sean Wolf, okay?
Okay.
At this point, I'm just going to ask you to look at it, read it to yourself.
Okay.
Okay? Really just this paragraph right here. You could read more or less if you want, but at least that paragraph.
Okay. Yes. What about it?
I'm sorry?
What about it?
So did you have a chance to read that?
Yes.
Do you remember saying that to the detective?
Um,
And without getting into all the details of it, just first of all, do you remember saying that to the detective?
I would like to know what she's refreshing memory with.
Well, if you could, yeah, let him know, or you can go up there and review it. Why don't you show him what you're talking about here, Mr. Pravat?
May the record reflect, Your Honor, I did show it to Mr. Burkow.
Okay, very good, thank you.
So, Mr. Dannah, did you have a chance to read what I just showed you?
yes, ma'am.
Do you remember that conversation with Detective Wolf?
I remember something similar to that. Yeah.
And so without getting into all the details, did you tell detectives that you saw the defendant with Terrell on December 11th?
No, I did.
That's not what the statement says.
I did not. Can I talk?
Just not quite yet. I don't know what the statement says, I don't have it. Did you review the statement?
Yes.
Does it say that you saw the defendant with Terrell on December 12th?
No, I said I did not see that face. That face had a. I didn't see who that was. I didn't know who that was because they had a mask on.
And you didn't say in here that you thought it was Keyante?
No, they asked me did I think it was him because I said I don't know. I just seen the person had a mask on and they and I could see a tattoo, but I don't. I said I specifically said I'm not finna say that that's him because I'm not for sure. I'm not finna accuse nobody of doing something they didn't do. That's those my words,
Sure.
and it says that right there too.
But you have seen Tayman, the defendant, with Terrell on a number of occasions, correct?
On a number of occasions.
Yes.
Not a number of occasions. No.
More than one?
I don't even think it was more than one. I don't even know. I think it was just once that I saw them together, and it was just a normal day.
Mr. Dannah, you knew that Terrell and the defendant were close, right?
Yeah, they friends.
Okay.
But wait a minute, I'm gonna object to that. You know my client, Your Honor, saw him once. How can he say whether my client is close with somebody?
I agree, there's no foundation for that. If you want to try to lay a foundation, Mr. Pravat, that's fine. I think we need to move on though. Go ahead.
That was going to be my next question. If he's saying that they're close, I mean, what is he basing that on?
Well, it should be the other way around, Your Honor.
What do
If he
you?
didn't know my client and only saw my client once, he's not in a position to say who my client's friends with.
Do you know the extent of the relationship between Terrell and this gentleman? Do you know how close they were?
I knew my. I don't know. I just knew my cousin was gay, and I heard he was gay, so I thought they were sleeping with each other. That's all I knew. I only seen him one time.
Okay, you only saw him one time.
Yeah.
That's it. We're moving on to a different subject, Mr. Pravat.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so when Detective Wolf was speaking with you, Mr. Dannah, you end up talking about, when you're talking about people who may want to harm you or who were mad at you on that day, did you talk about anybody else
Anybody else, far as who?
that wanted to harm you or that was mad at you on December 26th of 2022? Besides Terrell Franklin.
Besides Terrell Franklin? I said I don't recall. I don't even recall. I don't think I said nobody.
You didn't talk about LA?
We had our differences, but he didn't. I told him I didn't think he. I don't remember. I don't remember. I was kind of intoxicated that day.
Do you know Marquise Welch? I think he goes by the street name or nickname Black.
Black?
Yes.
No, I never heard of Black, but yeah, I seen Marquise Welch around before.
So I'm sorry, you said you've seen Marquise around before?
Yeah,
How do you know Marquise Welch?
just seeing him around, like you just it's like you just see people. I just seen them around. I can't really tell you like I'm not saying we friends or I've hung with him. I just seen him around.
And so on December 26th of 2022, were you on good terms or bad terms with him? How would you describe that?
No terms. It was no.
Just no terms?
Yeah.
When you said you see Marquise around, have you ever seen Marquise Welch around with the defendant?
No.
You've never seen them together?
No.
So based on your, personal knowledge of everything that was going on December 26th of 2022, based on what you know, was Maya the intended target of the shooting?
I'm going to object, Your Honor. I just think that is gross speculation.
Sustained.
Thank you, Mr. I have no other questions right now.
Okay, Mr. Kirkhoff may have some questions for you, sir, okay? Mr. Kirkhoff, do you have some questions for this witness?
Yes, sure. Did you or Maya snitch on Terrell?
No.
And after Terrell got arrested, you spoke to him at the jail a number of times, didn't you?
Yes.
And you found out that it wasn't, or he found out it wasn't you or Maya, correct? Through these conversations that you didn't snitch on, right?
I told him I didn't tell him.
Okay. So there was no reason for him to be mad at you, was there?
He was still mad.
Yeah, but he knew that you were the snitch, right?
Objection asked and answered.
Go ahead and answer the question, sir.
He was still mad.
And you did talk to him a number of times when he was in jail, correct?
Ain't no a number of times. We spoke
How many
once.
times?
We spoke once.
Just once?
Yes.
And before December 26th, you had no idea who this individual was, did you?
Before December 26th?
Yep. You only learned his name and his nickname afterwards, right? After the shooting.
I saw him around before.
Yeah, but you didn't know who he was, did you?
By name?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, going back to December 26th. Well, you remember testifying earlier in this same matter, correct?
Yeah. Wait, what you mean?
And when there was a knock at the door, you were going to go to the door, but Maya told you not to. Remember that?
Yes.
And why did she tell you not to?
Because I was out on bond and wasn't supposed to be over there.
She thought it might be the police, and therefore you shouldn't be answering the door, right?
Yep.
And you're not supposed to be there, correct?
Yep.
And despite that, you were there almost every night, weren't you?
Yep.
No, you don't remember telling the initial officer that she opened the door?
I never said she opened the door.
So that officer's wrong?
No, I don't even think an officer said that. That was never.
All right, but you do remember telling the police that it was a weird voice, right?
Correct.
Sounded like a white guy, right?
I don't remember. I don't
You
think I
didn't
said
tell him
it.
that?
I don't recall saying that. I
Do
don't
you
recall
remember
saying that.
telling him that, or is he wrong?
I said it was a real voice.
And you don't remember following that up with saying it was a white guy, sounded like a white guy?
I said it was a weird voice. I did not recognize the voice.
You heard the officer testify, or no, I'm sorry, you didn't, you weren't here.
Correct.
Okay, if the police officer said that you said it was a weird voice and sounded like a white male, that's wrong.
I don't know what the police officer said, but I know what I said.
You did not say anything about a white male, sounded like a white male?
I said, I'll get asked that question so many times that the answer keeps slightly changing because I keep saying it's a weird voice and y'all keep trying to ask me ways to make your voice sound like something. I don't know what the voice was. I did not recognize the voice. So if you ask me again, you're probably going to get a different answer because I don't recognize the voice. I'm trying to get you to understand that.
No further questions.
Anything else for this witness from the prosecution?
I got just one moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Man, I'm ready.
Nothing additional, thank you.
Can this witness be excused? I think he wants to be.
No objection.
Any objection?
No objection.
You're excused, sir. Thank you very much.